What's it like to be a Christian psalmist? Before we get into today's show, here's a word from our sponsors. Support the 24-Hour Boss channel by purchasing some cool merch. Just go to the website www.24hrboss.com. Click on the shop link and check out the store. We appreciate your support. Our very own podcasting platform, Zencastr, has become a new sponsor of the show. Zencastr is an all-in-one podcast production suite that gives you studio quality audio and video without needing all the technical know-how. Check out the podcast discount link in the show notes to find out why we love using Zen for the podcast. And now here's part 2 of Life of a Psalmist. That's just what it is. And less distractions, you can hear more clearly. So awesome. Wonderful. All right. So in regards to your songs, I think I know the answer to this, but I just want to get your thoughts. What is your main objective as far as what you want to achieve when you're putting this song together? What's the main objective?
So my ultimate goal is to be a witness to somebody. Every song I have is different messages. You have songs of deliverance. You have songs of hope, songs of encouragement. Just that's all it does. It's encouraging you. Ultimate goal is to reach a soul. That's my ultimate goal. I want to reach a soul. I want to be a tool that God uses to reach that soul wherever they are, to let them know that no matter your situation, no matter your family dynamics, where you came from, where you're going, God got you. You know what I mean? Give him a try. I'm trying to point people back to God. See, to me, God is not famous enough in the earth. That's just my opinion. We hear a lot of noise about murder and this, that, and the third. It's all related to devilment. But I feel like we need to make God famous in the earth again. It should be God every corner. Jesus loves you. He smiled on me. He can smile on you. And things like that, so that people can understand who God is in your life. It's me.
Wow.
I would agree. That's the main thing is, the witness, like people to know the gospel. Jesus Christ loved them, that he died for them. He wants to save you from your sins. People to be blessed from it. I pray over it like, God bless this music that is anointed to the point where sinners can listen to it. It don't have to necessarily just be for saints, but sinners can listen to it
That's
and
right.
feel convicted, and destroy the yoke. I want it to be anointed to like the old days. That's my prayer, like Gene Martin, where you singing on the anointing, demons can't even stand to hear it. We know that David played the harp, and he was able to cast out demon out of Saul. So I want it to be anointed to that point. People's lives are changed and deliverance takes place, and that the listener is encouraged. Like for the song "Healing," like that's a song where I want people, like, they can play it in the hospital room. Okay, I got cancer. I'm about to, like, the doctor told me I got 2 months to live or whatever it is. Let me play this song and it climax my faith, and I start believing God, and then I get a good report. That's to the effect that I want my music, and that's what I'm praying for constantly.
Ooh, absolutely, brother. That anointing,
Wow.
we gotta have that. That destroys every yoke. See, we don't know when I go into different venues to sing or whatever. I don't know those people. I don't know what they're going through. I don't know what they're battling with, or if they're battling at all. You know what I'm saying? Somebody just might need a little encouragement. Whereas on the other end, somebody needs a lot. They need a lot more than encouragement. So that's the reason why I say, God, go ahead of me. You know the circumstances of these people. You know the house. You know the temperature of that house. Whatever it is that they need, just prepare me to be able to minister whatever it is that you want me to minister to them. I don't know what's going on. God does. That's the reason why I try to please Him. I'm not trying to please the audience. I'm not trying to please whoever's there. I'm trying to please Him because He knows how to tug. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to change people's minds and hearts. And so that anointing is so necessary. So thank you, brother, for saying that. That's what ultimately I want. When I walk out there, out of that venue, I want it to be said, God used her. They ain't got to say nothing else. I know it was God that used her because she didn't know my
Mm-hmm.
circumstance, but she was all in it. She stepped all in it. That's what I want. I want them to leave changed. That's what we going in. Go in, do what God tells us to do, come out and walk out, and then you'll hear those testimonies later of what God did. That's what I want.
Mm.
Yeah.
Right, and we know that when it comes to singing, it's kind of like sermons where when he preaches, that message is specifically for somebody. It might
Yes.
not be for everybody, but that particular message is for somebody. And I'm praying the same thing when it comes to music. Lord, let me sing the right song for whoever the assignment is at this time. So it might be somebody there at the verge of like just giving up, and the anointing from the song can destroy the yoke. But there's been, we know at Full Gospel, sometimes you don't preach. They get to singing
That's
and the
it.
spirit moves, and people coming down to the altar getting saved. They praying like that's the type of effect I want to have because it's all about ministry, and that's what like we talked about earlier about being a psalmist, you know, in comparison to artistry, like you want to have the impact of ministry
Right.
Mm.
versus performing and
Versus industry.
right industry. People you want to look high and lofty. Essentially, you're to be a witness, and that's what the gospel is.
That's it.
Wow. Wow, man. We could end it on that, but we not. But goodness, that is some that's some power stuff. And I think I mean, I like what you both just said. Like Jeremiah said that she want to make Christ famous, she want to make Jesus famous, and I think Jeremy was even saying, and both of you were saying that we don't know what people are dealing with. And I've seen even we go to street services sometimes people won't, they may not stick around for the message, but you can get somebody up there and sing, and you got folks out there with tears in their eyes, and or they could have somebody sing, and we haven't even got to the preaching yet, and they already coming up wanting prayer. So and I think that's just like you both just said, it's so key. The anointing, and not only that, but just praying that God gives you that message to reach that person at whatever specific time it is. I mean, that is wow. That is awesome. And we need, like Jameer said, we need we need more of this because it's so much crazy out there, right? I mean, every time we turn around is it's murder, it's this bad news. It's like, and you get tired of hearing that. So yeah, I'm with that. Let's make Jesus famous. Yeah, let's make Jeremy and Jeremiah famous for their songs that they sing for Christ.
Yeah.
Not to build their heads up, but to
Oh
make
no.
them famous for the song and the message behind their song. So, I mean, that is awesome. I commend you both for the gift you have. That is wonderful. All right, so let me ask y'all in regards to your project. So, what has been what's the response been like? Like, from your projects, like you just put out, what type of feedback, what type of response are y'all getting in regards to your projects? You talked about how people, Jamar, you said some people are testifying about some of your gifts, or even when you go sing. What has the response been for you all?
Overwhelming. If I can sum it up in one word, it's been very overwhelming. But at the same time, it's encouraging because, as we were saying, if it's not helping anybody, then I mean we're not doing our job. If it's not being beneficial, if it's not destroying yokes, if it's not, no one is getting saved or changed, then it's almost like null and void. Because you have to understand, we have a plethora of people in the world that can sing. Some of them can
Mm-hmm.
blow us out the water. Okay, it just is because, like I said, gift and callings are given without repentance. So they sound amazing. They may not have a lick of salvation, but they sound amazing, right?
That's true.
So we don't want that. We don't want, but we want to sound good as well as be effective. And I think that's just the number one thing for me. So the overwhelming thing I hear, breakthrough has been the top of the list. Everywhere I go, I actually had a couple engagements here recently, and I had people to tell me, even just yesterday, I was in Dallas yesterday, Well, I was coming back today, but what the guy said, I was going through something so heart wrenching. Breakthrough pulled me through. Another lady said the
Mm,
same thing. She said I had just lost somebody, or they had cancer or something. No, they had cancer, and I played that breakthrough. And she said I had to travel back and forth to try to make sure they were okay. This and that. That breakthrough song had brought me through. So when you hear testimonies like that, it's almost like thank you, Jesus. Because see, we don't know what people are going through. I mean, yeah, we all went through the pandemic together, but then people are having their own individual battles. We want the songs to reach, you know, we don't want to
mm-hmm,
just they bumping it. I mean, you can do that anywhere, right? But if it's reaching those places in people's lives where it's making, where it's encouraging, where it's changing, where deliverance is happening, that's key. Anyway, I'm going off of it, but that's been the overwhelming thing is just hearing those testimonies of individuals just come to you and say, "Thank you for singing that. That brought me through."
mm,
I would say it's been, primarily positive. I've had a few people inbox me, hey, I enjoyed that song. Like it came up on, I guess, whatever playlist or whatever they were listening to. And, God has really been putting me in contact with some good people now, to the point where, they support the music.
mm.
So it's been primarily positive, and a lot of times people are like, "Hey, when your album coming?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm working on it," because it's been a great response, so they're looking to hear more from me. I don't have a big catalog yet, so um, just the two songs,
You know,
but
matter.
I want to hear
Yeah,
more. That's a good thing.
wonderful. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Like I said, that's receipts. I mean, I don't have an album. I don't have a single. I don't have nothing. So not that I'm trying to, but I'm just saying, y'all are both on Amazon. I mean, that's proof of your work, that you put in. So, that's awesome. But it's good that y'all got some good feedback on that. I guess considering before you did the project, I'm pretty sure maybe you were nervous, maybe you were faced with so many challenges. How does that make you feel now that you're getting all these testimonies and all the maybe I don't know. I'm sure it was challenging just trying to put it all together, going back and forth. Sending them this, sending them that. Redoing the vocals, redoing the background. How does it make you feel now that you got the project done? And it's out there available for people to download it on Amazon and all these other platforms, iTunes. How does that make you all feel, seeing that you got that accomplished?
That's the blessing of it. That's the reward of it. Because like you mentioned, there were challenges. German, he and I have shared those challenges, which are some of them are similar. Going in, we trying to do it the right way, this and that, and then the people we work with, it's not cooperating it for lack of words. So and it's almost like it can become frustrating. But see, that's the devil's tactic to frustrate us to the point to where we just don't do it till we stop. And so I feel like because we have the determination to keep going, um, and the fact that we have our faith in God as well. God, we you know what, having faith in God is like key because when you do, you know it's gonna happen. We just have to keep believing through the process that it's going to happen in the way God wanted to happen. There's a certain time to everything. Everything is
Mm.
not like we want it sometimes because God be slowing it up like, because he see down the road and he like, we ain't going to get that one out yet. We ain't going to have this guy participate. I ain't going to have this guy act right or I ain't going to have her act right because it ain't time for that. So I've learned to just accept the process because the process is gonna take us to the promise. Oh, I'm getting happy. Okay, I'm gonna stop. But yeah, that's it's just a rewarding. It's a blessing to know that through all of that, it came to this. It came to that kind of outcome. So yeah, it's been a blessing to me.
Wonderful.
It's definitely been a blessing, to not for like a big head or braggadocious purpose, but just you can just be like, okay, Google, play this for me, and it play your song. It's like, whoa, like I actually went through the process and finished a song. Like she said, it's some challenges. I'm gonna say it's a cakewalk, but as you can hear, my Google is going off. It's listening to me, but uh, it's definitely rewarding, and to know that it's blessing people. And I would say the other thing is you're kind of setting an example, or how can I say it, a reference for other people. There might be some people in your life that's connected to you that's like they always wanted to record or they always wanted to get this song out, but because went in the lead on the Lord and you stepped out, now you can help somebody else do it. Because I've had people reach out to me and like, hey, how does the process go? Can you? So you can definitely bless other people, when you put out other stuff to kind of propel them to use their gift as well.
Hmm.
True.
Well said. Well said. And again, that's another reason for having you both on, because I know you both have had your experiences and your challenges. But you know, you both have completed, projects, which is amazing in itself. And I can't begin to think whatever challenges you face, but I know there were some. But it's good that y'all got through that. And so, and like you just said, it can help somebody else, because I'm pretty sure somebody is gonna want to know, hey, just like you just said, how can I, where do I even start? They probably don't even know where to start, and that's where you both can come in to be that that leverage and to help them out. So wonderful. That was some good answers. I appreciate that. Okay, so do y'all like surprises?
Oh God. Yeah, sometimes depending on what the surprise is. Come on.
Okay, wonderful. All right. Well, I got some surprise questions for you both.
Okay.
All right. They're very easy,
Okay.
but you don't know what they are because they're surprises, right? Okay, so here is my first surprise question, and we'll just, we can, Jeremiah, you can start, and Jeremy, you can answer after her. Okay, so if fast food restaurants were the only job available, it's the only job available, right? Working at a fast food restaurant, what restaurant would you choose to work at?
Fast food. If
Yeah,
it was the only restaurant.
it's the only job. The only job that you could get is working at a fast food restaurant.
Oh, okay. Huh.
What restaurant would you choose to work at? It's plenty of them available, but it's only fast food. It's only fast food job.
I don't know, Jeremy, you got it. You got uh
Yeah, I got
I might
mine.
need to think on that a little bit.
Okay, you think on it.
Yeah, go ahead, Jeremy.
Definitely Chick-fil-A.
Okay. Hello. I'm with it.
Their process
Yep.
is pretty much more efficient than any other fast food chain.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Chick-fil-A.
I'm with
Okay.
him. I'm with him. I didn't even think about that, so I'm glad you went first. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
with him on that.
Okay. I had a feeling that would be the answer. And they closed on Sunday, so
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I had a feeling that would be the answer. All right. Okay, next surprise question. Okay, so you go to a church service with a friend. You're not on program, but after they discover you are there, they put you on the spot and they say, at this time, we're going to have a sermonic selection from Jeremiah or Jeremy. What song are you singing?
Exceedingly abundantly above all. That one. He's able.
Okay.
You
Okay.
can
Ooh.
ask or think. That'd be mine.
All right.
I'm gonna
Jemiah's already ready. She ready. She no matter what church she step up in, she already ready.
Yeah. I'm gonna let him know he's able.
All right. That's a good song. I love that song.
I think I got some homework to do because I really don't know. Uh, and it really depends too. Like if they ask you to sing something and you don't have anybody to back you up, that's also gonna depend on
Yeah.
what song you sing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would probably have to think about that one. That's
Okay. He's got to think about that one. All
Okay,
right.
that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine because I know that could be different because what if the organist is not there? What if
Let me tell you something. I done been through the whole process. The musician one there, um, the songs that they had said for me to sing, I couldn't sing them because other musicians not being there. So you have to. I've been asked impromptu.
mm,
So it's like now I'm ready. I'm ready for you. Because at that time I didn't have. I was like Jeremy, I gotta think about it. Well, I didn't have time to think about it. They needed something right there and on the spot.
mm. So
I say okay, like an old time classic. God is able. God is able. God is able, and He won't fail.
That's a good one. That's a good
okay,
one.
all right.
That message right there, you can just you can go from remember that one. That's a good one.
Mm.
Smoking Norfolk, he has classics. Okay, I don't know why I didn't think about him earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has.
Smoking Norfield.
I need you
Okay.
now. That's a good one too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah.
All right, great answers. Okay, okay. So next surprise question: what songs are on your playlist or on repeat in your playlist? Maybe you got a long list. I don't know.
I do. Ooh, Brian. FGHT is always on. I mean, that's just
Okay.
the latest album is always on. I got so many. I can't. Ooh, I got some Carter Cortez. I got
Got
some
a
John P. Key. I got some Fred Hammond. I got some Jonathan Nelson. I got
just depends on
Jason
how
Nelson.
you feeling that day.
Yeah, well, I sometimes I just play different playlists. Like I got different playlists for this. Just
Yeah, yeah,
okay, we're gonna listen to this playlist today, and it's got Miranda
yeah,
Curtis. It got some of everybody on it. So it just all depends on.
yeah.
I would say the same. Like right now, I love Ty Galbraith's new album.
I
So
heard
I've
it.
been listening to "Come In" a lot recently. So that's definitely a song that's in my playlist. One of my favorite albums to go to, like if I just need like to be kind of be uplifted or whatever. I love the Fred Hammond album. What's the name of it? It's like he has a red suit on it.
It's an older one,
Yeah.
the one that has glory to glory to
No, it's not.
glory,
Um,
pages of life, or
this is the day. This is the day that the Lord has made.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
that
yeah. Um, I can't
Free to
recall it.
Worship. That's the album.
I know what you're talking about.
Free to Worship is the album. Like that's my go-to album. So I can always play that like all the way through.
All right,
It's a lot.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, I just want to let the listeners hear what y'all got. Of course, Jeremiah got a whole list there that can't even get to all the songs for her list he got.
I
But
really do. I can pull it up right now and start naming it. You be like, oh Lord, yeah, it's too much. It's a lot.
all right. Last surprise question. I believe I know the answers to these, but we got to let the audience hear it. Team iPhone or Team Samsung?
Team my phone, team my phone, team my phone. I know, Brian. I mean, Jeremy, the opposite. You the opposite.
Team
Oh
Samsung
yeah.
all the way. Yes.
Ah, all right. We got
I
a
always
Team
make,
iPhone and a Team
I always
Samsung.
make fun of iPhone. Did he bite that? It had been apple.
Wow. All right. Well, hey, it's a tie. Team iPhone, Team Samsung. We got a tie. All
Yeah.
right. We'll leave it at that. All the iPhone heads, all the Samsung heads. There you go. Choose sides. Well, we got a tie between these two. All right. All right. Well, thank y'all for answering those surprise questions.
You're
All
welcome.
right. Okay. So, in your own words, I think y'all kind of touched on this, but we'll just have y'all you can maybe elaborate or expound some more. In your own words, why do you think it's important that the gospel be shared to the music world, through your songs?
The Great Commission. Go into all the world. It says preach the gospel to every creature. However, I want to share the gospel with every creature, as many as I can. And I feel like what if preaching should reach everybody, but everybody don't receive it. Sometimes they receive it in song first, before they receive it by word, if that makes sense. I hope I'm saying that right. So, like, say for instance, somebody done been in a service when my mama preached. They heard the word. That was a seed song, right? So, but then I want to water that seed. Maybe they might come
Mm.
to another venue and I'm there, and I'm pretty much confirming everything she preached. You see what I'm saying? So I want to do. That's why I want to. I want to share the gospel with everybody, even if that's what I want to do through song.
Mm.
The same with me. Just that's basically it. Share the gospel through song. Um, uh, in some, I want the music to go to like all over the world because in some countries they're not really preaching over there like that. So, but we know songs they can travel everywhere, and they might hear that song, and that's their way of drawing them in. So I definitely wanted to be able to reach people that way. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, and I don't think we can get enough of the gospel. Of course,
Mm-mm.
it needs to be shared. Like she said, but like you both said, it needs to be shared. The message of the day, it has to continue.
Right,
And as crazy as the world is now, we need as much of it as can. If we can't preach it, hey, if you can share it through song,
right.
And I would
again, I
add
can.
on to that, like, especially when you're going out and ministering at different churches, the song sets the atmosphere for the word. So you're ushering in God's presence for the word, so that the word can be received too as well when you're going to different churches and ministering.
I
Mm,
totally agree. Yeah.
wonderful. Yes. Yes. Awesome. All right. Like I said, yes, I don't think the gospel can be shared enough. I mean, we need more and more of it. So, hey, y'all keep the songs coming. Keep them coming. All
We
right. My
coming.
next question is what's next? What's next for you both?
Well, I'm trying to finish an album. It's a process. However, we're going to get it done in Jesus' name, okay? He has, like stated earlier, he has his timing as to when it's going to be done. We released, how many singles we released? Three this year. Just finished another song or two recently. And so we over half done. We just need to finish it so that it can be, it can go out. So that's what's up for me, and we just gonna continue growing from there.
Awesome.
Same with me. Me and Jamal talked about it. We working on these albums, and like she said, it's a process. Um, it's not always on your part. Sometimes you waiting on the other people involved. Sometimes I would say don't let that discourage you because sometimes it seems like the artist can be more have a sense of urgency because number one we know the time is short. So if we can get our music out and it can reach at least one soul that because our music was released, it reaches a soul, we win it. But a lot of producers and people in the music industry, they don't have the same sense of urgency to get the music done. So I'm definitely working on that. I just actually recorded a song this past weekend with with the group Purpose. So be on the lookout for that. That
Awesome.
should, if be our third single. Um, that'll be my third single, and I'm hoping to release that soon. And I just finished working on the rest of the songs. I'm really really close. I've had a few songs where I'm like, sometimes I can be a perfectionist. So if I feel like the lead didn't sound right, I'll go back in and redo it because I don't want to just put something out there and it don't sound good. So it's definitely a process.
Awesome. Well, awesome. And I guess I'll just encourage you both. I know, yeah, it's a struggle, but hey, if if you can get it out there, get it out there because we definitely need some good music. We do. And if we got great people that can continue to sing good songs, come on, keep them coming. We need it. That was a question I was meaning to ask, but I'm going to ask it now. And actually, we're almost close to wrapping up. But if there was maybe someone that maybe inspired you to like pursue, like maybe coming up with or singing a project, or you know maybe it was somebody in your life that encouraged you to, hey, you know what, I think you could probably sing a project, or you could probably come up with a single, or like both of you are trying to create albums. And maybe it's more than one person, but who would be maybe the person that helped to encourage you to pursue being a psalmist, or singing gospel music, or to create a project? Who would be those persons or person in your life?
The first individual that encouraged me, period, to sing is Dr. Tony Wade. That's been my mentor from way back when. We used to travel together, all of that. He had a way of Tony had a unique way of pulling the gift up out of you in so many words, and I'm gonna leave it right there. He just had his unique way of doing that, and that every time I would lead a song or do anything, and he would give his feedback or what have you, it wasn't always good, which I'm glad. He was honest though. Tony's always been honest, and it's helped me grow. And then my family, in the second, all of them. I can't just pinpoint one. All of them, from my dad on down to my baby brother, they all encouraged me. As a matter of fact, on my first album, my brothers got in very deep. Well, everybody, my sister, my siblings, got deeply involved in the album, and we came out with a first album with no experience, didn't know what direction to go in. We just grabbing nuggets from here and there. So I would say Dr. Tony Wade, and then my family.
Awesome.
I would say as far as like inspire me to sing, period, would be like you said, Dr. Tony Wade. I can remember one time. I don't know how he heard me out of everybody, but we were at a particular rehearsal, and he didn't really know me back then. He was like, "Hey, I'm gonna have to see what you can do," and he once he hear it, he'll try to hone in and help you, grow you. So I would definitely say to him as far as the singing, but as far as like recording, I wouldn't say anybody actually just like pushed me to record that I can think of right off the top of my head. It's just more so a leading of like God leading me to do it. Um, it's just something that I felt like God was leading me to do, and then like I said, for Him to actually give me the songs, it was kind of like confirmation. Like I've been stuck to the point where I can't write no songs, but for Him to give the songs to me, it's like, okay, your excuse is gone now. I've given you the songs, so
Mm.
this is what I want you to do.
Mm. Awesome. Would you both say that that the people that have, I guess, encouraged you have been beneficial, as well as, I guess, like Jermia, you said that sometimes the advice you got was not good, but it helped you. So I'm pretty sure you both face like those type of challenges. But I guess like with the people that you have, like the support system, like you said, your family, Dr. Tony Wade, you got somebody there to counter those setbacks. Like when you run into this, man, it don't look like I'm gonna be able to do it, but you got this support. So would you say that the support, the people, and even the challenges that you face has helped you get where you're at right now?
Absolutely, every bit of it, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Romans 8:28. It all works together for my good. You hear me?
Come on.
It was all working together for my good. And so yes, it helped me along the way because when you first get into it, you have one mindset, right? Because that's just you have one mindset. But as you grow and you experience things, and as you are told different, it's almost like your leaders. They look after your soul. If they see or hear something they don't think is quite, and then they pull you to the side and they kind of reprimand you or at least share their concern, then you tend to listen. Hopefully, you tend to listen. Sometimes, you want to bug like they don't know me, da da da. But if you listen, then you can grab, what they're talking about, the concept that they're talking about. So every bit of it, every bit of advice, every bit of nuggets, the encouragement, the push, everything has helped me get to here. So, and I'm grateful.
I would definitely say the same. Every bit of it has helped. I even like I may have mentioned earlier, TK Stillman has helped me a lot. Uh, I tell him often, like, dude, like you're gifted. You know what I'm saying? Um, he has that special gift where he can kind of help hone in on things and kind of help you out in that way. So definitely appreciate him on that. Um, my wife, she's a supporter, but she'll tell me like, I don't know if this sound right. I'm like, okay, she's gonna tell me the truth. So, sometimes it's like, whatever. But, I know in the end she loves me. She's not going to tell me wrong. So all of that kind of helps mold you and shape you and make you better. I even got to the point where, yeah, I sing and stuff like that. But I've always had like, the mentality you want to get better at whatever you do. So I even recently took voice lessons. So kind of learning the ins and outs of stuff I can work on that way. And all of that, has helped make me better.
Perfecting that craft. Man.
Yes. I'm super proud of Jeremy. I am. I know his personality. And
Yes.
for the fact that he is pushing past all of his uncomfortableness in so many words, I am super proud of you, brother. Like, I be sitting back smiling, going, oh my God, this is Jeremy Reece. Can you see what Jeremy Reece doing? This is crazy. I would have never imagined that he would step past himself and just do what he's doing. So kudos to you, Jay. Kudos.
Definitely appreciate it because, like you said, I'm a introvert.
Right.
So
I'm an extrovert. So yeah, two sides of the spectrum.
so coming out of my shell and like stepping out is hard.
Yeah.
But I had to realize um, that it's not about being comfortable; it's about being obedient. And you have to get to the point where you're comfortable with being uncomfortable, which is where I'm not comfortable, to the point where, I like the attention. I like people looking
Right.
at me and eyes on me. But when I know God has called me to do something, I have to push past that. And that's kind of where I got to this point.
Right.
Mm.
I had to push past that too, brother, whether you believe it or not. I'm not a
Yeah.
person that like attention either. I really don't. And I'm not an introvert. I am an extrovert. I'm a social butterfly. As a matter of fact, I got my dad's personality. I don't meet a stranger. However, I'm reserved in some spaces, right? So I had to push past it too. But I'm
You know,
super duper proud of you.
I was at the point where it's like, okay, if I get up here, am I gonna crack? I got to make sure I hit the right note. What if I trip? Like all of that stuff is what kind of held me back. Like because I don't like to be embarrassed. So
Right,
that's like it's just a tactic of the enemy.
right.
He
That's
wants
all.
you to think it and get in your mind and not move forward. So
Right.
Mm. Man, that's some good information. Seriously. But I think even what Jeremiah said, she said she's an extrovert. You're an introvert. I'm an introvert too, but there's still a uncomfortableness that both of you had to get past, to create a project. Just like she said, I mean, we reserve even this podcast being on video, I'm uncomfortable with that, right? So
Yeah.
I had to get out of my comfort zone to to do this. So it's good you say that because I think people need to understand that that is just a nature and a fact of life.
Right.
As far as there are some things you just gotta get out of your comfort zone,
Right.
because if you never if both of you never pursued doing the single, if you just let the fear, get in the way or whatever it was, it wouldn't be out there. It wouldn't be on Amazon. The project wouldn't have got produced. But because you pushed past it, and that's what it takes. And I think both of you talked about it. The process. That's something I talk about a lot on this podcast. The process. People don't understand that. Look, it's they see y'all projects, but I know it was a fight to get it, and so people have to understand that that's part of it, right? Setbacks, hangups, you name it, but I'm glad y'all talked about that, because and that's good that, like, Jeremy, I think my wife met Jeremy before I did, but I know his personality. He's more of he is I guess he's kind of like me. I'm just the quiet, reserved type. But when I started to see him put his project out there, I was like, man, that's great that he got a single, he got this, and I just wanted to get out there and just share his stuff. When he put it out there, I'm gonna try to share it, just like I try to share your stuff, Jeremiah. And but I think that's great that maybe it took this project to help him to get to where he's at, and it's just good because it's gonna help somebody else. I know it is help somebody else, because you got introverts out there, you got extroverts out there, that you both can help. So, man, I
I would
definitely.
also say people have to count up the cost too. Like it's not cheap,
Oh, we,
especially
we we didn't even talk about the money, did we?
No,
it's not cheap. Like, of course, we know how the economy is right now, inflation. Like, even since I've made my songs, like people have went up on their price. So it's like, whoa,
Mm,
that's another snag you can hit in production is people going up on the prices. I mean, you can understand it because everything is going up and they have to live. But with like me and Jamal, we're independent artists, so we don't want to be, you know, held down to a label. And I ain't gonna say all labels are just is bad. You might have some labels might give you a good contract or whatever, but at the same time, being independent, you have that freedom. Nobody's there to control you. But I will say it is at a cost. So it's not cheap.
it's a pretty penny, and then every step of the process costs.
mm,
Once you get your song built, you got to pay that person for building it. Then you got to lay your background vocals. If it's you or somebody else, you got to pay for that studio time. Then you got to go in and lay your lead. You got to pay for that studio time. Then you got to listen to everything, make sure everything is everything before you go get it mixed and mastered. That's another chunk of money out your pocket.
mm.
Hello. Yes, it's a process.
Mm.
Pretty penny.
All
Thank
right,
you for mentioning that,
pretty
brother.
penny.
That's true.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. That's a good point. I don't think
If
I
I
even
could
had
just
that
like
one of my
place
questions.
a estimate on it, just for one song, there's some people that's cheaper than others. You probably looking at anywhere between $1,500 and $2,500 just for
Yep,
one song.
this is true. One song.
Hmm. Well, uh, some things cost, right? If I think we talked about singing. If you can't sing, maybe it's not your calling, right? But if you want to produce a song, that's just the nature of it. Everything is not free, but I don't think someone should let that stop them. You know,
Mm-mm.
don't let
Mm-mm.
that stop you.
Not
And
at
I would
all.
also say with some people, you might not have to get to sing, but you might have to get the songwriting. You don't have to sing it.
That's right.
That's
God might
true.
have gifted you to write the song, and that's what you do. You write it and give it to other artists. Like people do that too.
Now this is true. There are writers. Writers have to understand that they get the credit.
Hmm.
Right? So let's say, for instance, I wrote a song for Jeremy, and Jeremy sang my song. I get the credit for it. I get the writer's credit for it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So writing a song and then selling it to somebody, because that's how they do it, sell the song, is really, really good. Now you have to be okay with that song if it go viral or it gets out there in mainstream or whatever, and it just really blow up. And then you're like, man, I should. No, you have to be okay with the process. I just put it like that. But yeah, you can do that too.
Awesome. All right. Wonderful. So you can write or you can sing, or, all part of the process. Awesome. All right. So what is an important lesson that you've learned on your journey that you can share with our audience? Maybe like we talked, maybe somebody wants to produce a single or something, or maybe somebody wants to know the first step. But what's maybe something key, right, that you've learned that you can share with our audience? Important advice that has helped you to continue your success or get to where you're at right now.
This has been the number one advice for me. Well, two. Let me give you two components. My daddy. Oh, I just love him. I miss him greatly. But he told me never take anything personal and take your own advice. If you dish out some advice and you feel like you deem it helpful to somebody else, turn around and eat that same plate. Eat whatever you dish out, because
Mm.
there's going to be some moments in your life to where you're going to have to eat what you put out. And don't take it personal. Don't take nothing personal, because in the music business, I'm telling you, just like we mentioned, everybody's not going to like your music. They're not going to be fans or whatever the case may be. You can't take that personal. It is what it is, right? And when you ever get to that point, you really have to pray on that, because we're human beings. But you have to get to that point. God, help me not take anything personal. As a matter of fact, let me take it in, let me digest it, so that I can produce some fruit in this life. Period. So don't take nothing personal, and take your own advice. Those two components.
Mm.
This help. Yeah.
Wow. Love that.
I would say, don't give up on what God called you to do. You may have some, bumps along the road. I originally actually started to try to record the beginning of 2021. I recorded half the song, but the guy just ghosted me for a long time. So like, and even the experience that I had, it really, like, once we recorded half the song, it really wasn't what I asked for either. I kind of pretty much wrote the words and we just improvised, but I got ghosted for a while. But then Todd Delaney came out with his company, and that's how I was able to write the other two songs. So I would just say, don't give up, keep the faith. God will bring you through it. And like she said, some stuff you learn lessons that you can help other people. So, because I've had a few issues where it's like, why did this happen to me? Like, how did I get here? But it's just a part of the process, what I have to learn, and that way I can help other people as well.
Mm. Excellent, excellent, excellent advice. Wonderful. I'm sure somebody listening is going to be able to, take that in and apply it to their lives. Those that maybe want to do what you both do. So thank you all for that great advice. All right. So how can people find you online, support you and your projects? How can we support you all?
Basically, for me, I'm on Instagram, Facebook. I do have a Twitter account. I'm hardly over there, but they're all under JCann 45. But Facebook, however, I do have a JKN45 page. However, I also have one that's under my name, Jermia Cannon, Jermia Cannon, Cannon. And you can also get my music from any digital music platform, Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes. You can find me on those platforms.
Same here. You can. I want to say, I'm not going to discourage anybody from listening to my music, but if you really want to support us, you can purchase it on iTunes or Amazon, because uh, the streaming is really not optimized for artists right now. They're kind of making some changes to better that, but it's not. But anywho, if you just want to stream it, we appreciate your streams as well. It'll be on any platform. Apple Music, Spotify, whatever is pretty much out there. You just search me by my name, Jeremy Reece. It should come up. Um, I'm pretty much on Instagram, TikTok. I don't like you said, I don't really use Twitter that much, but I'm on it. I have my Facebook J Reece music page, as well as my personal page, Jeremy Reece. Pretty much on all of them is just Jeremy Reece 05. I kind of made that uniform for all the social platforms. And I do have a music page with Koji, which has access to all of my pages on it, where you can just go there and you can get to any social media page as well. It'll take you to any music that I have out as well.
Awesome. Wonderful. All right. So I want to say to you both, Jeremiah and Jeremy, man, I certainly appreciate you all taking the time to share all of this great wisdom and nuggets and the music business, projects, all of that stuff, and just even you sacrifice your time. I know this is our round two, which we tried to do the first time, but I want to say I appreciate y'all's time so much. Thank y'all for accepting the invite to just share your wisdom and advice. I know this is going to help somebody, and I want to say to those listening, look, go out there and support these two. Buy their music, download the music if you can. Download their music because they are putting out some good music. some good they are some good people, good Christians. They are some great Christians, great psalmists. They have a great gift, and they are worth supporting. So I want to say, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate the great psalmists Jeremiah Cannon and Jeremy Reece. Thank you both for joining us.
Absolutely, and thank you for the platform. We appreciate it so much.
No problem, sir. Appreciate you having us on.
Wonderful. Maybe we can have y'all back when you finish your album, or we can talk about something else as well. Because
Absolutely.
I'm
Let's
pretty
do
sure
it.
there's a yeah. I'm pretty sure there's a whole lot more to talk about that we didn't even get to tonight. You know, I know there's a whole lot more that we could have talked about, but I would definitely love to have you both back on to just share even some more wisdom and nuggets as
Absolutely.
you continue to grow in your gift. So thank y'all again for being on, and we appreciate you.
We could talk about more. We didn't even touch on the marketing and all that kind of stuff. So it's definitely a lot more.
Definitely not more. We got to have a round two. Got to have a round two. Well, it'll be round three, but anyway. But I appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you too, Brian.
Appreciate you, sir.
Well, that about does it for this episode. If you like this video, like it, share it, and please subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Also, leave us a comment down below of what you thought about this video. If you're listening to this video on iTunes or Spotify, please consider leaving us a review. We appreciate it in advance. Well, I'm wishing you much success in your future endeavors. And until next time, we'll see you in the next episode.